Hey guys, how's it going? Ghosty Rich here today, and today we're going to be messing around with that front bumper from when we did this front bumper install on this Nissan Frontier 2023. Now, what I ended up doing, and I'll explain this more once we get the bumper off, is I measured to where the bumper mounts are on the frame, and lo and behold, the factory actually didn't weld those plates level. They are about 1/4 to 1/2 inch out. So the plan is we're going to actually pull this out and go and take a look behind it. Now, we're going to put the bumper on the 2 jacks because, well, there's a lot of weight in there now. As you know, we put in not only the light bar, but a winch. So that's going to be a very heavy piece. So make sure you have proper support. If you wanted to, you could even ratchet strap it to your jack. What we're going to do is we're going to pull these bolts out and just make sure that it doesn't roll off the jacks. But that's our goal. And then from there, we'll try modifying it and see how straight and level we can make it to the body. So looking at our bumper mounts right here, we measure from the floor to this plate, and on both sides, we automatically notice this is at least out by 1/4 inch. Yet if I measure from the floor to the frame is dead on. So the guy who welded on these bumper mounts, well, he did a really bad job. So there's a few things you can do. I'm gonna bring this over and show you. You could, if you know a welder, he could cut on both sides and take this off, and then actually bring it to where it should be, and then weld it back on. And it's just 2 quick welds. Unfortunately, I don't have a welder here today. But what you could also do, but this is, again, the quick and easy, you measure 1/4 here with a grinder, and then you cut 1/4 inch. If yours is out 1/4 inch, you cut it out. And for me, 1/4 inch brings me right to that bolt. I don't want to lose the structural integrity of cutting a bolt off, but I really would love to be able to get that plate to sit flush. As you can see, there is 1/4 inch. We're going to go ahead and just pull that off. We just left a little bit there so you could see it. So we'll break that out, clean that up, and then whatever you do, if you got some black spray paint, mask it off and quickly shoot it. And the reason why is otherwise it's going to rust really, really bad. You don't want that rust transferring to your frame or just rusting out the bumper mount in general. So make sure you throw a little bit of paint or at least some clear coat or something on there. Now that is way better. So, Rich, what did you end up doing? Well, we took out the big spacer after we cut it. We used structural washers instead. If you're wondering what those look like, they look a little bit like this. You can get them from your local Fastenal store, but here's a part number for you, F436. Anyways, I have a whole bunch of those left over from various projects. So what we did is we replaced that big spacer that was down here. See that one that we had used during the bumper install? And we used those on the bumper between the frame and the bumper instead of that big thick spacer. And then what we ended up doing was just notched out and ovaled out the hole so that way it would move up. Again, the quick and easy way to do this was this. If you have somebody that has a welder and can weld, I would have personally cut that plate, the one that you seen us a second ago where we used the grinder on it. I would have cut it off the frame, moved it up 1/4 inch, and welded it back on. That is the way you should do it if you have welding skill. And it'll take you just as long as it took us to cut the plate, and then you just have to quickly weld that back on. Just make sure, as you know, if you're welding, take the ground off the battery, blah, 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 so you don't fry all your computers, and that's it. And then again, we use that stuff and we put it along the edge here, and it just seals it up. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It just kind of finishes it up a bit. You don't have to. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this and showing you how we leveled the bumper. It's just a little bit of a video, and that's it. Thanks again for watching. Press the like if it helped you out, and subscribe for more.